We've built something for your investment security that's part of our overall model with no obligation for you to take it. We offer it as a helpful option for your careful consideration. We've spent thousands of hours looking for the right mechanism to back up the gold-backed bonds issues, and this is the one that we suggest. Take a serious look at it because we're offering this as part of our service. Gold-backed bonds employs insurance professionals who are specialized in putting together capital preservation vehicles for the investors. As such, gold-backed bonds has no interest in these. We're only looking to assure investors. This option is for the benefit of investors in the gold-backed bond series. We've gone to great lengths to find a method that can assure and guarantee repayment of sizable investments over the typically prescribed 8 to 20 year period that may be initiated for bond maturity. Whether the offering is for 100 or 500 million, it can be fully protected over the term of the bond. We go the extra mile for the investors simply because the gold-backed bond model was developed specifically to be a superior class of asset-protected corporate bonds. This is directly proportional to the demands in the marketplace for risk avoidance and issues of compliance in 2017. The model is designed to protect investors over the full term of the investment by using a number of techniques that actually over-collateralize the offering. This particular option is offered through professional teams that are evaluated on a per-issuance basis. Through their efforts and experience, they will obtain a vetted portfolio package that covers the full investment for the investors. The gold-backed bond is an enhanced debt instrument delivering unprecedented underlying security for the investors' alternative investment portfolios. Now, we take it one step further. The CEO of Life Insurance Settlement Association has stated investors purchased $1.7 billion worth of U.S. life insurance face value in 2015, and there are a number of signs of growing interest in insurance settlements as a non-correlated asset class for institutional investors. For many years, the business model has always existed where mitigating risk through usage of life insurance policies was the way to go. To date, it is one of the simplest yet financially rewarding products on the market, being utilized in a variety of different ways in order to avoid potential financial pitfalls. Such examples may be investing in bonds, real estate, high-risk structures, as well as being a tool for simply buying a portfolio and waiting it out for the cash benefits based on certain expectancies on said policies. So this is where we come in. Our objective would be to secure an insurance wrap around the funds being invested. In such case, the amount that we'll be providing as insurance would be virtually double of what is being requested. The reason is because the senior life settlement portfolios are typically deeply discounted depending on the amount requested. Also, the term for which these policies pay out their death benefits are also reduced, making it a viable insurance and hedging option for those investing in projects to mitigate risk. As such, the company would request insurance for $80 million, which takes into consideration the capital required for the project, and the balance of $40 million will go towards the senior life settlement portfolio's product acquisition. Normally, SLS products are for medium term, which is around 10 to 15 years. However, if requested, terms of 7 and possibly 8 years can be arranged. The term also has a determination on the price of the policy. The lower the term of the repayment, the more the cost of the portfolio to ensure a timely exit occurs. There's a need to put a mechanism in place for a group of investors that are cash flow rich and investment option poor. The main criteria we seek to address is the protection and return of their funds over a period of time, while also enhancing their investments through companies that will perform well in the short and long term. In essence, this mechanism is being constructed so that all funds will be covered 100% in regards to the investment as both bridge financing and equity participation for an additional upside. In every instance, we seek professional advice or consult with a member of the Life Insurance Settlement Association to understand how regulations define a settlement contract. The main advantages are protecting your investment and quick turnaround times to match it to the bond offering. Here's several points to further illustrate. 1. The investment amount is given to the law office for processing. 2. The lawyer drafts the legal documents with Global Consulting Inc., GCI, and sends over the investment capital upon execution of agreements. 3. GCI completes the legal work with the SLS portfolio firm. Upon approval, transfers the payment to all parties as set out in the legal agreements. 4. GCI will negotiate the equity participation for the investors and further potential benefits with the companies that receive the investment capital. 5. GCI will deal directly with the legal office in all matters pertaining to said investments unless otherwise instructed. 6. We complete our due diligence with every firm that we contract with by spending the appropriate amount of time to identify anything that could cause a negative situation. And 7, it's crucial that all parties are transparent and act with integrity. Absolute cooperation is paramount. In essence, we are hired as a subcontract team that works diligently to get the funding. We do not guarantee success, no one can. But the following gives you an indicator of the differences when dealing with experienced financial facilitators. Life insurance has been a core part of personal financial planning since the 1800s, but many financial advisors and other professionals in the industry are unaware that a senior's life insurance policy is personal property in every legal sense. The legal basis for life settlements as a legitimate option for life insurance owners may be found in the Grigsby v. Russell decision from the United States Supreme Court in 1911, where it ruled that life insurance is just like any other private property you own and can therefore be sold. Almost 90% of the U.S. population now lives in a state that regulates life settlements, and the remaining states will be enacting their own legislation. It should be noted that most states have adopted legislation based on the consumer-friendly National Conference of Insurance Legislators model, which is supported by the settlement industry. This gives both buyers and sellers additional layers of comfort and protection throughout the life settlement process. From start to finish, the entire product is structured as a portfolio consisting of several life settlement policies. This ensures that we can add an additional layer of insurance called the mortality insurance. It provides guaranteed cash payout for any shortfall when it comes to failing to collect a death benefit because of a policyholder living beyond his life expectancy. One key component and factor about the liquidation value guarantee is the fact that the mortality coverage only insures up to 75% of the total portfolio. The reinsurance acts as a cash advance toward the portfolio. Here's an example. Project capital requirement, $50 million. Cost of the insurance, $25 million, including placement, custodial, and broker fees. The term, 7.5 to 10 years. Added coverage, mortality insurance. Total gross payable insurance, $115 million. And finally, liabilities. Premiums being financed throughout the 10 years equals $40 million. Total net payout after expenses, approximately $50 million. The real definition of a true non-recourse vehicle for business and investors, this is the ideal product for pension funds, endowment funds, hedge funds, private lenders, institutional conservative investors, and financial houses looking for a high standard of AAA grade security. Even the worst rated company will still pay its obligation as they are fully guaranteed by the government. Life settlement portfolios have recently become an increasingly popular alternative asset class, especially in light of the recent mortgage mess, financial turmoil on Wall Street, and government bailouts. The life settlement market has rapidly grown into a $20 billion industry and is predicted by Bernstein Research to develop into a $160 billion market in the next short years. Mostly supported by institutional investors comprising various brokerage houses, hedge funds, pension plan portfolios, and even Warren Buffett to the tune of $400 million plus, the investment can also apply to individual investors at low entry-level investment amounts. This excellent diversification vehicle also serves as a great defensive strategy. Even though no one can predict the actual longevity of a single individual, which ultimately determines the length of the investment, we take specific steps to gain an understanding of the life of an insured person. Our sources review over $250 million of face value policies every month. Therefore, they are more than adept at selecting and purchasing those policies with insureds of advanced ages. Another important note is the fact that the institutional investors and private offices who manage significant asset classes are gearing towards capital preservation as their primary focus. Over the years, heritage funds and alternative investment funds have failed to perform based on their promises to investors. The shift in demand for capital preservation is largely due to the market's current conditions, negative banking yields, as well as a highly unstable geopolitical platform. All in all, the added layer of insurance on top of the hard assets that gold-backed bonds has put together makes it a product that provides the ideal solution for an uncertain time.